Hey YouTube, Awesome Writer here with another video discussing some rumors about next year's Sentai series, the upcoming DonBrothers series. I did a video the other day discussing some of the details about the possible CGI mech fights and the Zenkaiger sequel elements, and I'm doing a video today kind of breaking down this rumor of what our Ranger roster will look like. Primarily because it ties into some things I talked about in the previous video, mainly pertaining to the CGI. So I guess the rumor is it's technically a team of 5, but there's only going to be 2 human rangers and then 3 CGI characters. Whether or not they would be sort of rangers like the robots in Zenkaiger, or they would just be kind of like Barney characters, not Barney, little animated characters that run around and help them. I don't know. We don't know. All I know is that there's the 2 humans are supposed to be Momotaro Red, Oni Yellow, and it's a guy and a girl, and then 3 CGI characters based off of a pheasant, a dog, and a monkey. That's the rumor. That could all change. And this could all, again, grains of salt. Just get your salt out, put it on whatever you want to eat, and just take the grains of salt. And I only wanted to discuss it because there's a couple things about it that I think is interesting in regards to the franchise and in regards to the CGI thing. So let me just start with my thoughts, and then I have mixed thoughts. Because I love when things are shaken up. You know, I don't want things to be the same every year. I'm not the type of person that's like, oh, it doesn't feel like Sentai because they did something differently. I like to see them try different things. So I always like to keep an open mind when it comes to a formula change. And if I'm being honest, the only thing I'm mixed on, well, 2 things. One is just CGI. Again, I'm not an anti-CGI person that only wants practical effects. But Sentai Toku CGI is bad. And I know they're on a budget, but the Zenkaiger one for me has been next level. And I really don't want that for the mecha fights personally. I don't mind the idea of full CGI mecha fights, just ones that don't look like poop. I don't really want that for the mecha fights, but I could deal with that. And my only worry about the CG is if they have something that looks as bad as Zenroku, Zenkaio standing next to the humans, because I feel that could really take me out of it. I'm not expecting it to look like Disney, Marvel, Star Wars CG, where you have a full character that looks almost like it could fit in real life. But I don't want it to look like they copy and pasted a little clippy from Microsoft Word. You know, that's my only main concern about it. My other concern is, I like the idea of them changing the formula, and Zenkaiger in this series almost feeling like kind of cousins in this, where you have this idea of a couple rangers with some other non-traditional rangers. I don't mind that idea, but I'm also worried that that might be what Sentai morphs into forever. You know, because there was rumors about Zenkaiger, or Sentai, being on the verge of cancellation since the dawn of time. Like, I think that was the first thing written even before, like, stuff like the Bible, or whatever was written before the Bible was, Sentai's canceled. But Zenkaiger, I think it really amped up, because people were like, oh, it's gonna get canceled, that's why they're trying something different, both to sort of grab attention and maybe change the formula. And so maybe that worked, and that's why this series is going to be kind of similar with Zenkaiger tie-ins and having some non-human rangers that are, like, also not really rangers. And I don't mind that. I like that it's fresh, but I don't want to see Sentai be like that forever. I kind of want to see this formula be just another one we add into the rotation, like team of 3, team of 5, team of 9, 2 teams fighting. You know, this can be another one that we can add into the mix, that every so often we can expect a series with only a couple rangers and some sort of helper ranger-esque characters. That's my only other reservation, but that's just kind of thinking a little bit long term. With that said, mainly a superficial thing, if we're being honest, because I do prefer traditional ranger costumes just look-wise, but that shouldn't matter so much, because at the end of the day, I just want the show to be good. I don't care how it looks, but preferentially, I just do like a regular ranger suit. The thing is, though, is that Zenkaiger is very different looking, but I would argue, at least in my opinion, it's not that different of a show. Like, other than the fact that we have 4 robots running around instead of 4 other rangers, it's really a basic Sentai. It's not doing a whole lot differently, in my opinion. At least not that I haven't seen before. So even though this stuff sounds kind of different with the CGI characters, it could very much be like that, where it feels like very much like a Sentai series, just with some different aesthetics. I think it depends on how the CGI characters are played, whether they're going to be played more like the Kikunoids in Zenkaiger, or they're going to be something different. I almost kind of hope there's something different, because I think this would be a cool way to sort of take a page from what Zenkaiger's doing, but also do something a little bit differently. Like, I like the idea of leaning towards this team of 2 rangers, and then having maybe just these sort of almost creature bots, kind of like you have with the engines from Go-Onger. Or what's another? Oh, the Kira Major did that with like the little gems. They had personalities, which is really funny to me that they had more personalities than the talking dinosaurs and Ryu Soldier. Like, they only gave a couple of them personalities, but you know what I mean? Like, sort of like Digimon-esque partner characters, and then you put the focus on these team of 2 rangers. Because I think it would be cool to deal with the dynamic of a team of 2 traditional rangers, and then kind of have this different dynamic where you almost have Digimon-esque helpers. I feel it would look really weird, and again, if the CGI is bad, then it could be bad, but I think that could be a nice way to try something a little bit different while also taking inspiration from Zenkaiger. But I don't know, we'll see. My main reservation is honestly just about how it's going to look, because I know a lot of people will say part of the charm of Toku is that it looks bad. It's a really good con job they pulled off. Like, part of our charm is we look awful. You know what I mean? But I know that part of the charm for some people is the cheapness of it, for lack of a better word. But when you have that weird, bad CGI, for me, it takes me out of it. And I am really forgiving with CGI. You know, I watch The Flash. Sometimes they'll have some good Gorilla Grodd stuff, but then when Barry's running, it looks like somebody taking a Gumby doll and going like this. That probably looked weird. Is that it doesn't have to look perfect. It just has to look close enough for me to suspend my disbelief. And I'm worried that it's going to take me out of it rather than allow me to suspend my disbelief. But I want to know what you guys think of the potential of 3 CGI characters. What do you want to see them look like? Do you want to see them basically be like Zenkaiger, where they're members of the team, they're just CGI characters? Or do you want to see them kind of be like little helper buddies? Let me know in the comments. As always, until next time, like, comment, subscribe, and climb the steps and ring that bell. Notifications for my videos. Dawson Ryder, signing out.